What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another commute video. This one's going to be a little challenging. We're going to try to get to work in only first gear. 35 miles in first gear. This is going to be a little rough. Now, I did change out to a smaller front sprocket, so this makes the challenge even more difficult because now my first gear is shorter than it used to be. So, hang tight. Let's get into it. I don't have to say sorry today. It's like, I don't know, 11 a.m.-ish. It always smells so good. Also, look at my, if you guys checked out my last video, you can see how close I got to the edge of the tire. I'm working on it. These are 200 wide tires by 60 tall, so it's a little challenging. Well, at least on the street. We're about to set off in first gear, and you will not see that gear change for 35 miles to work. I'm going to reset my second trip, just so you guys can see the mileage. It's an absolutely amazing day here in Pennsylvania. However, it's not so amazing as me beating on my bike like this. Oh, I'm only at 38 miles an hour and it feels like torture. This is going to be bad. I think there's going to be a lot of me revving and then coasting like this. I feel like that'll get the engine some rest that it needs. But hey, I am still in one gear. I am not changing. I am not touching that left foot. I also changed it to sport mode because obviously I'm not going to need to really get up and go very quickly. Oh, this is torture. I'm doing it for you guys. I'm doing it to see if it's possible. Alright, small detour. I mean, obviously we cannot hit the interstate on first gear, especially with the sprocket change, so. Take a little alley. I don't think people really know about this one. Okay, a little bumpy, a little gravelly. That's alright. So far, so good. We gotta really watch when we get to the higher mile per hour zones. It's gonna be a little rough. Ooh, it sounds cool off that wall. This is definitely a more painful way to go, but it's for you guys. Ooh, a skunk. Oh, God. Stinks. I gotta give this thing some rest. It's just been sitting at like 7 to 8 grand for a few minutes now. The bike is heating up a lot, and it's not even that hot out. It's just because I'm pushing so many RPMs through it. So if this isn't a testament to the newer Ducatis being reliable, then I don't know what is. But it is just the start of the journey, so I'm not going to get ahead of myself. We're going to give it some rest. Much needed rest. Air flowing through the radiator without me really revving it up any. But don't worry, we're only doing this to work. On my commute home, we're going to be shifting. If you guys are enjoying this challenge or just like seeing me beat on my nice bike, feel free to drop a like. I'm afraid to, but if you guys get a lot of likes, I might do more like this. Ooh, she's already angry. We're not even close to being there. I am playing this strategically. I'm taking the way to work that wouldn't necessarily be the fastest, but you guys gotta see, there's no way I could take this thing on the highway. It would just sit at 15,000 for, oh, God knows how long. Hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks for tuning in. As always, really appreciate the support. Really enjoy where I'm seeing the channel go. Trying to be consistent on the uploads. Ooh, that smells good, that barbecue place. This thing is popping and crackling, and we are 5 miles into this trip. I'm actually going to turn it down to street mode, because I feel like that is the absolute most tame mode. Doesn't run as much, I don't think it runs as much timing. I don't know exactly how it's so slow, but it's definitely a really slow mode, so we're just gonna cruise. My legs are already hot. I'm so sorry, bike. We're about to hit all the roads that are 45 mile an hour. There we go. Okay, that is the new method. Floor it and then coast, and then when I get back to the speed limit, floor it and then coast. I mean, first gear does go to almost like 80, but god damn, it's high in the RPMs. I want you guys to leave a comment below what you think of this challenge. If you think it's just torture to watch like it is for me to film, or if it's something you're interested in. You know, it's not like Whistling Diesel level of like, oh, I'm beating the snot off my stuff and like disrespecting it. It's just a, I don't know, a challenge that I came up with to see if it's possible, especially on bikes with really, really tall gearing like this. And I say tall gearing as I'm like almost the freaking red line. But again, it's all about tactics here. See? Just coasting. Again, the rules were never change gears. So you know what? We are never changing gears this whole trip to work. This probably sounds so weird to everybody on this road. They're probably like, who is redlining their bike and then going down to idle, basically? Oh, it's painful. It's so painful. This is the one time I'm perfectly fine being stuck behind someone going slow. My fans are ripping too. I can hear them. I think the most difficult part for the bike on this challenge is you're not getting a lot of airflow and you're revving to like 8,500, 9,000 RPM just to hit the speed limit on this road. It's just producing so much heat and it's not going very fast. Yeah, like almost hits 80, which is kind of nice. A little bit of gravel here. Again, giving it a little break to try to cool down a little bit. We are officially a third of the way to work. Well, this is going to take a while, so I'm just going to check in with you guys periodically through the journey and let you know how it's going. I'm not going to take you this entire ride just looking at what I'm having to deal with right now, because it has to be a form of torture in some society. This used to be a fun section, not anymore. Next check-in, the only positive is that we're able to get the coolant temp down by just idling down these hills. However, I don't know if I can keep this up. We have to hit the highway here soon. So, we'll just have to see how this is going to treat us. I'm now under the speed limit. I'll tell you right now, if a fellow biker comes out and they want to ride with me, I'm going to quit doing this altogether for this challenge. This is absolute torture on the bike and on my inner being as a motorcyclist. This is just, I don't know how like Whistling Diesel and them do it. Unreal. It's just, it hurts my soul. The nice part is we're getting into a small town up here, so we should be good for a little bit. See, the coolant temp goes down, but it'll go right back up. Yep, there it goes. I'm actually going to take advantage of the speed limit being lower. Give this thing a little rest. I really thought this was going to be a relatively easy challenge. We hit the red line on that one. That's okay though, we're just gonna try to get up this hill as much as possible with momentum. Come on, baby. We need to have a talk. Let me preface this by just saying that I thought this was gonna be, you know, not easy per se, but maybe something that wasn't necessarily the most difficult. I'm 18 miles in, and this motorcycle was a good chunk of change, and I'll be honest with you, I hope you actually prefer this, but I can't continue it. I'm sorry guys, I cannot continue this. Mark a big old stamp of failure for me. I cannot continue to beat this thing and feel the heat. I mean, you can even see it's weeping through the weep hole a little bit onto my engine cover there. So I can't put this poor thing through all this. It's not worth it. So, you know what? Make fun of me in the comments below that I can't even go 35 miles doing this. I made it halfway. I'm at 18 miles right now. I just can't do it. So I hope you guys can enjoy the rest of the commute with me just riding like normal, and just give me a big old failure. Put fail in the comments. Make fun of me. I deserve it. But you know what? This bike doesn't deserve it. It's been nothing but good to me. Well, if you guys are motorcyclists like I am, feel free to tune back in with a normal rest of the commute, because this poor thing, we're putting her back in race mode and opening her up a little bit. I can't do it. I changed that front sprocket to being smaller. I think that messed with it as well. That might be another reason that it's more difficult than I expected. But let's get some air finally moving through this thing. Thing is not made to stay in first gear, that's for sure. On a lighter note, we had Hurricane Debbie come through our area. Actually, the eye of the tropical storm came through right near my area in particular. And yeah, it dumped copious amounts of rain, but it really wasn't too bad. If anything, it was pretty good. So I mean that because not only did it bring all that rain, but this is the day after. You can see obviously there's not much to show for it in terms of damage, but it brought cooler weather. That is the biggest thing. It's 75 degrees right now in August, like early August. This is amazing. That's why I had to go to work to pick up stuff. But you know what? Riding this thing to work, doing a commute video, I mean, it was like a no-brainer, especially riding it with the appropriate gear changes as well. I also want to thank you guys. We recently just hit 2,200 subscribers. You guys are insane. This is awesome. I did not even think I'd have 100 people be interested in watching these videos of me commuting and talking about different topics that I'm passionate about. But I really appreciate you being here. And if you want to stick around and you haven't seen any of my videos before, feel free to hit the subscribe button. I post 2 times a week on Mondays and Fridays, so you guys have stuff to always look forward to. And I always have shorts, you know, posted out the wazoo, but those are just little snippets of these main videos. You guys need a daily event. That's what we're missing. We gotta get on the highway now that we are not restricted. Got a little shaky when I put the front wheel down, but that's okay. Let's get our sound check in for the day, everybody. Do you guys have the same issue when you're driving or riding? For us in PA, it's always the Ohio people, but I feel like there's always a state out there that everybody hates seeing the plate of because they're always going to stay in the left lane. It's like they teach driving school different in that state or something. As always, I really appreciate you guys tuning into today's video. Hope you guys have an awesome day. I'll catch you on the next one.